Howdy, hey folks, this is Jesse from Team SodaKan, and I am playing a game. What a surprise. I believe I'm playing against Lucian. I am playing Jesmon, and he is playing Gabubond. A first for the channel, Gabubond, and then this is the Jesmon list that I showcased. So... a real quick start. I'm immediately going for a blocker, and Lucian gives me 5 to work with by hard dropping the Digimon. The opening hand was not the greatest for him, apparently. We easily see the Savior Huckmon that brings out the Blanc for us, which is perfect. We love draw power. Passing it on over to Lucian with 1 memory to work with, and just choking him while we can. He's going to trash the bottom 2 from our Jesmon and make it so the Blanc can't attack, which it hurts a tiny bit, because then we're not able to get the power gain, because I don't believe we have another... Yep, we hit into an ancient Gabumon, which would have been totally fine had we had another Sistermon to be able to play, but unfortunately we did not. We go for the red memory boost, reveal a Bow Huckmon and 2 Jesmons along with a Judgment of the Blade. We're just going to go for a Jesmon. I believe at this point we probably have like the starter deck Greymon, which, hey, by the way, the top 16 for the 2021 championships, that ST1 Greymon looks fantastic, and I like it, to say the least. Lucian is going to choke us a little bit by putting us to 1, and I think we're just not seeing a rookie at this point, so we're gonna pop that memory boost to go to 3, and then we're playing a Groundramon. This Quadramon for Lucian is putting in quite the amount of work. Yeah, unfortunately playing that Groundmon was our best play. There was no real good way around it. And then swinging with the Quadramon, it's putting in that work. Lucian has 3 memory, so he is completely able to go into the Gabubond, but he apparently does not have it. A Howdy memory boost, so Groundramon cannot attack the following turn, and then a second mat. We finally see something. We see a Beelmon, and we're just going to set up the Jesmon so that way we have access to it the following turn, because this Jesmon is unable to attack. And then we pass turn, giving Lucian 2 memory. Unfortunately, since he does have, 2 memory boost cards out on the board, it doesn't exactly matter what we give him. He has access to Gabubond no matter what. He does choose to pop one of those memory boosts, and going for the Strabimon, going to find that Tamer and the Promo Lobomon, because he can't grab the Ancient Gabumon, I believe, because it's a 10 Warriors, not a hybrid. I believe that's the reason. So obviously Lucian is playing the hybrid Ancient Gabumon version of Gabubond. What a lot of people would say is not the best version, but it is still very powerful. But that is also just partially due to the fact it's a Gabubond in general is a very, very powerful card. With just being able to bounce stuff and having at least 2 swings, typically, just from its own effect. We go into the Savior Huckmon to get out another Sistermon. We're going to go for the CL, the pretty one. I think Lucian makes a comment about, yeah, I want that from you at this point. We're going to check our hand. We have 1 memory to work with. We're going to Judgment of the Blade, so we can swing over probably the Gabumon is, I believe, what I'm choosing here to swing over. Playing out a Blanc from, no, another CL. A CL from hand. I think the correct choice that I could have done here was to play the Blanc that was in the trash, because then I would have had 2 Blancs on board, and I would have been able to block at least one of his attacks the following turn, assuming that he just goes into the Gabubond. I'm not feeling too hot about where I'm sitting at the moment. So we swing with a security attack +1 Savior Huckmon and immediately go into a Gabubond, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. There's no way that we're going to be able to kill him that turn. So instead we go for the Huckmon and grab only the Savior. Savior Huckmon is the only viable target. He goes to 3 because of Davis, and then gains 2 and draws 2 because of Matt, with the Gabumon coming out of breeding area. Going to 2, trashing the final 2 in his security. So if he, by some miracle, didn't take it this turn, he would just keep the Gabubond. He's going to bounce our Blanc, so that way we have absolutely no way of blocking. And it did not die to the Omnimon because it is staying at 15 thanks to the Demi-Vmon. And then he's going to just swing for game 1. And we're going to scoop them cards up and go on to game 2. Game 2, I make Lucian go first because, from my understanding, the Bond decks don't like going first. They prefer to go second. So Lucian's going first. And I believe he just set up a Matashita. We're going for the Huckmon. We need to see pieces, so we're going to go grab pieces. We're going to grab a Savior and a Bow, and of course we choose the prettier Savior Huckmon that we revealed. And then I believe, is it just that we go for Bow in the breeding area? That might be the play, but who knows? Okay, this is a very questionable play about that I've done, but I do not want to leave him with all too much memory. So I didn't want him to bring up the Gabu and then we have like 4 or 3 memory to work with even. Not thinking that he would go into Gabubond so early, but it's just if I can avoid it type of thing. So he does bring up the Gabu. The Gabu trashes the top 2 of his security. He's going to end up bouncing both of our Digimon that we have on board, unfortunately. I really should have just left the Agu in the breeding area, looking back at it. But he hits into a Gaia Force, and so we get to keep the Huckmon at the very least. And we're able to survive relatively untouched. Now, Modoki Betamon does turn off our memory boost, but that's okay. It's not the worst thing that could ever happen. We're going to go into ST1 Greymon. Again, that top 16 for the championships looks sick. I want it. And we're going to go into the Savior Huckmon, putting him to 2. I'm not too concerned about memory choking him this turn, because he does not have a Gabu in the breeding area, and it's also just a bad idea for him to be swinging with that Modoki Betamon, because I do have the memory boost live. Instead, he is going to choose to go for the BT1 Gabumon, gain his free draw. You love to see it. We're going to swing Scary Attack +1, Howling Memory Boost. Has to read Scary Effect, make sure that he does not get to make something of mine not attack. We're going to lose the Blanc to the Gabubond that was in Security, and then swing with Agumon. Going on to Game 3, we're going first. Lucian tells us to go first. And we see the Agumon going into the breeding area. A pretty simple start. We have the ST1 Greymon. Lucian's going for the Strabimon, preferring to go for the draw instead of hoping to get the... that must be why. Instead of hoping to grab 2 things, which, hey, makes sense seeing the second Strabimon come down. That was something I had actually forgotten about. Just tidying up the field. We're going for a Huckmon to leave Lucian at 2. We see Lucian is thanking the Lord that he does not have to deal with Gaia Force after that last game. We're grabbing a Blanc and a Savior, because I believe at this point we had not seen any ultimates. Bringing the Strabimon up, going into the Lobomon, not the promo one unfortunately. Lucian is going to put us to 3 with the BT6 Gabu. That alt art do be looking pretty though. We have 3 memory to work with. We're going to draw for turn. We debate for a little bit on whether or not we want to bring up the Greymon, and then debate on if we want to evolve or not. I think the answer was obvious. We go to 0, and then off of the Savior, we're gonna play that Sistermon that we picked up with it. Now, Lucian does not have any mats on board, which is fine. We don't have to worry about Gabubond right then and there. But I do decide to still memory choke just to, and then, yep, the mat comes out right as I say something about it. I lost my words for a second. We're going to hatch in the, not hatch, we're going to evolve in the breeding area, putting a 2-drop down there. And then we're going to set up a Gallantmon, which is honestly perfectly fine by me. Perfectly fine by me. Just getting rid of the 2 things under Gallantmon and then making our Blanc not be able to attack or block. Tell me if this sounds familiar. So we're going to swing with Gallantmon. This is +1. It is going to delete something. It's going to unsuspend. And actually, is this +2? Yes, it is +2 because it has the ST1 Greymon. It hits and then goes into an Ancient Garurumon, unfortunately. And since we were actually able to delete something, we did not get that +3k boost. That is the one thing that is unfortunate about the Gallantmon, is that is something that does come up, but we're still able to memory choke Lucian here, but he did have the Howling memory boost to be able to get high enough to where he's able to do Gabubond shenanigans. But now it's a matter of him having it, and he did have it. He is going to swing, unsuspend, get rid of our blocker, and hit into a red memory boost, which is alright. Swing, get rid of our Greymon, hit into an Agumon. Swing the Lobo. Lobo dies to a Jesmon. And now it's not looking good for us, but we also do have some stuff that we can potentially be doing. He still has one to work with, so not much that he can potentially be doing, but he is just going to go for the Sora and Joe, which I don't really know too many Gabubond lists that actually run this, but I also don't know Gabubond all too well, so I can't really speak for it. Just from my very outside standpoint, I don't believe that Sora and Joe is commonplace, at the very least. But hey, what do I know? We're going to go to 0. And, oh boy. I believe we're going to end up popping this memory boost, which is exactly what we do. Doesn't really matter what we do from here, unless we swing with this Blanc, and we're just going to play out another Blanc. Lucian was going to get the +2 memory, but he does not have a Gabumon that he can evolve onto. So, hey, there's a Gabumon right there. But unfortunately, Lucian just was not able to get to where he needed. Going for the promo Lobomon to get into the Ancient Garurumon, so he's going to unfortunately lose this Ancient Garurumon at the end of the turn. But he's going to swing, unsuspend, and hit into a Savior Huckmon, putting me to 1, and then swing for the final time. Judgment in the Blade, and I believe Lucian is just going to offer a handshake at this point, and that is going to be the match. Thank you all for watching. We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.